So hello and welcome to Field Mixologist, the place on the internet thingy where purchases are decided. Case in point, this carb here is quite a rare carb actually. It's a list 1849. I'll go into it in a minute what this carb was originally for. Now the story behind this is that a viewer kind of contacted me and said, you know, do you buy carbs? Yeah. So send me some pictures, and we've already been in contact. I gave us some information about the carb and said, well, do you want to buy it? Okay, send it in and I'll have a look. And that's exactly what we're doing right here. So what I'm going to do first is obviously explain what this carb is. And then I'll give you a little tour around, and then we're going to get into the I'm going to do a very quick disassembly of the unit, get a couple of things, check them that they're okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, in a sense, rebuild the carb and get it ready to, you know, set it on kind of thing. So this carb, what is it? Now, it's a list 1849, and what it tells me is this is actually a carb from the 50s, from 58, 59, and it's Edsel and Mercury 383 engines and the Edsel 410 engine from 58 and 59. So it's actually a pretty darn rare carb. So what are the things that tell me that this is an original carb? And I'll go into some details in a minute. So you can see here, list 1849. It's got the kind of 3-digit code stamped on the chalk tower. Again, this sort of linkage is period correct, which is good, and also I can see, if you see it there, there is a bronze line that goes across from the primary to secondary. This is compatible with carbs of this period, so I think this is a genuine original kind of period carb. Also, if you look here, the shape of the kind of accelerator pump box, they've got this shape, kind of older carbs. The only thing that it's a bit goofy here is this, which is this kind of this accelerator pump that, as you see, it's got this thing soldered like this elongation here and with something around here, so I need to kind of sort that out. The screws here are a bit goofy, so the only thing that I need to check is that the fuel bowl inside here, the threads are not stripped, so that's something I need to do. Again, the shafts are period correct to that era, so bronze shafts, so this is good. This have the original crimping still, so that tells me it's okay. This I'm not sure it came with a period carb anyway. Obviously it's kind of choke delete, it would have had an auto choke. This again, it's a bit goofy. I don't know if this is something that came with it in period. Somebody has changed the vacuum pod here, so that's kind of, it's good. And other than that, this carb is kind of in okay condition. The base plate, as we've seen, it's fine. Again, this type of fuel bowl, secondary fuel bowl like this is period correct of old bowls from the period. So this looks to me like it is an original 58 carb that still has this vent system that I'm doing there. So carbs of that vintage would have this system, and also even older carbs, what they did is they had something here that basically was a system that basically does the same as this. It's the fuel bowl vent, but when this goes down, basically it shuts down the fuel bowl vent. So altogether, at least cosmetically, it seems to be okay, this unit. Obviously, one of the things that I would need to do, luckily I've got an original Ford vacuum takeoff that this isn't, so I need to do that, and I need to check this shaft a bit, because there seems to be quite a lot of play in there, so that might need a little touch of attention. But other than that, let's tear into this unit and see what we're working with. So I've done the initial disassembly now, and so I'm going to go through the issues that we have with this unit. That again, there are issues that they are very relatively easy to sort out, so I'm gonna buy this unit, just do the work that's required now, and we'll be good to go. But as you can see here, some cleaning that's still required around this area, as you can see. The floats here, one interesting thing about this sort of floats that you can see here is these are the old, very early style floats. These are very rare floats, and the problem is that you can see, I can tell you straight away what was the problem with this car, because they have kind of like a very like varnishy type thing. So obviously this car was used with old fuel and was just left to stand, and the fuel had become like totally varnished. So we need to test the floats, which should be easy. I'll show you in a minute how I test them. But yeah, the safeties, the C-clips for the floats were missing here, and we're going to test the needle and seats as well. Same thing here, you can see some sort of kind of varnishy sort of substance here, and no C-clip in here. So again, that's a detail, but you can see the old baffle, the inlet baffle here. So this is another confirmation that this is for real a period correct carb, which is good. You can see the varnishy damage in the power valve. This is like the old power valve that came with the carb. No bueno. This isn't going back. Again, this accelerator pump is very crusty. New one. And probably the worst is this thing here, that this hadn't been done. So you had the back plate that, yes, it was clean, but it needs this gasket taken off, and this kind of rear metering plate completely cleaned out. Look at this is disgusting. So it wouldn't have worked very well. But other than that, I'm satisfied that this is a original period carb, and therefore now, let's say, the issues that it has are, you know, enough for me to, you know, sort them out and just get this unit kind of back to working condition. Okay, so now let me walk you through all the stuff that I've cleaned here. So remember, I showed you the bowls that were not very good. Now I've cleaned them a bit more, especially around here, that they still had some varnish, and around here, this one the same. So now these bowls are properly clean, no more varnish. There was a little bit of dirt at the bottom of this fuel bowl. Now that's gone, so now it's perfect. One of the other things is that I'm gonna change this kind of vacuum port here. This is a correct Ford Motor Company vacuum takeoff for this period. Again, everything period correct. I just need to, I did a bit of blasting with this bronze tube, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to polish it a little bit more so that it looks better, and I'm gonna show you in the finish article how it looks better. I also had to clean I also did some bead blasting on the jets. I don't know if you can see them. Now they are, you know, properly clean. Everything. Again, these two things. Look at this. They're much nicer condition than they were before. So I think that's about it for all the kind of cleaning things. What else? I also had to clean the body a bit. The accelerator pump squirter had a bit of dirt inside it, so that wasn't going to work very well, but now it's absolutely golden. It's okay. So I think we're good to go to start assembling these units, and then I'll kind of show you. Wait, I forgot to show you this. Remember the condition that this was? It was terrible, and now it's gonna go with a new gasket and the backing plate, which is now clean. So that's important. And I've also cleaned this accelerator pump arm that was a bit, you know, goofy, and now it's looking better than it was before. So let me put all this stuff back together, and then I'll show you, you know, where we land. So this is a story that nearly had a very unhappy ending, but luckily I managed to avert the crisis. And so let me explain. When I put the fuel, this fuel bowl back together, obviously it has a slight issue with the original threads, and it had this aluminium fitting for the fuel line, which you can see there. Yeah. Now the problem is that I tried obviously putting this back on, and the thing was leaking vacuum, so that means that if you would have put fuel through it, it would have leaked. Not a winner. I tried with straight fitting, I tried with the, you know, banjo fitting, I tried nearly every fitting that I could. It was always leaking. So at that point I panicked. I tried to go online. I've got a supplier that lives in kind of Wisconsin, Sheboygan County actually, and I tried to, you know, reached out to him. Have you got this fuel bowl, this very specific fuel bowl? No, obviously, because this is a very early fuel bowl, they're not exactly in every street corner. So luckily for me, I did manage to find out this different aluminium fuel line fitting, and I've got this this connector here. I mean, it is going to look a bit goofy, granted it's not period correct, but it doesn't leak. So let me show you how I test this so that I know that it's not leaking. Okay, so the test involves basically now that the fuel bowl is closed, I'm going to insert this. This has a little bit of petroleum jelly. Sorry, let me just do it this way. There. Basically what you do is you stop the fuel bowl and you insert your vacuum tester. So basically what we're doing here is we are checking for vacuum, and we're checking for vacuum that it doesn't leak, as in here for example. This is not leaking, the needle is not moving. So that's how I know that the fuel bowl is spot on, and that is kind of very important. So now I'm confident that this unit is going to work, so therefore I am going to start putting it all back together again. Okay, so I managed to, you know, slam the unit back together, and now we've got an absolutely you know, mostly period correct apart from the fuel inlet issue, but mostly period correct carb here, which is really ready to go, ready to be installed and run in an engine. So I'll show you the kind of the details that weren't apparent apart from the bolts and all those kind of little details that I showed before. Okay, so as you can see, I've changed the inlet for this. It came with this. This is really not what it should do. So this one is better. And obviously, as I said before, these are the correct screws for the period, so now it doesn't look goofy with the new screws. And same thing here. This fuel bolts with a button here, they are exceedingly difficult to obtain, but hey, now, and you can see here, look, this mechanism, I'll show you here in the fuel bowl. When you accelerate like so, this closes and this opens the vent. I think it's a very old thing that even Holley discontinued with time, but hey, it came with the carb, it must stay with the carb, and it should be good. So this unit should be good to go now, good to install. So I want to say thank you very much for watching this video, for following along, for hearing my tales of woe on this channel. I appreciate that. So if you got any questions about this item, or do you want to ask any question about any carbs, just put them down in the comments. I'll try to get back always to people as soon as I can. And if not, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.